Hello design, and a version that adds active noise cancellation, ANC, adaptive audio, conversation awareness, and wireless charging on the case. Here are their headline specs and what they promise to solve. The AirPods 4 use Bluetooth 5.3 and sit on Apple's H2 chip, which means faster switching between Apple devices, lower latency, and more efficient audio processing. Each earbud is very light, around 4.3 grams standard or 4.7 ANC version, and their dimensions are 30.2 millimeters height, 18.3 millimeters width to 18.1 millimeters depth. The case is compact, about 46.2, 50.1 times 21.2 millimeters. Battery life. With ANC off, you get up to 5 hours on a single charge. The case extends that up to 30 hours total. With ANC on, you get about 4 hours of listening, and with the case, roughly 20 hours of total usage. A 5-minute charge gives you about 1 hour of listening. The case supports USB-C, Qi wireless charging in the ANC version, and even Apple Watch charger support. The earbuds and case carry an IP54 rating, meaning resistance to dust, sweat, and water spray, not submersion. Key features: adaptive audio, blend between ANC and transparency modes, conversation awareness, automatically lowers volume when you talk to someone, voice isolation for calls, to suppress background noise and clarify your voice, personalized spatial audio, and head gestures for Siri responses. Nod yes, shake no. The standard, non-ANC version lacks wireless charging for the case and lacks a speaker in the case for Find My Network. Those are perks reserved for the ANC variant. The product claims to solve several pain points: discomfort over long wear, hence the redesign and weight trimming, poor integration or switching between Apple devices, solved by H2 and pairing logic, noisy environments drowning out your playback, ANC, adaptive audio, stray calls or background noise interfering with call clarity, voice isolation, and keeping track of small devices. Find My support via case speaker in the ANC version. I've spent a few weeks testing both variants in real life. Commuting, working from home, gym, walking, and even in some noisy cafes. Setting them up was seamless. Open the case near an iPhone, tap Connect, and the iCloud-based pairing spreads the connection across your Apple ecosystem instantly. In everyday use, the comfort redesign is tangible. The shorter stem feels less obtrusive, and over several hours, I barely felt fatigue. But open-fit earbuds will always depend heavily on ear shape. For my ears, they stayed stable during walking and light movement, but during higher impact motion, sprinting or headbanging, they do occasionally shift. The ANC version is a little heavier, but not enough to cause fatigue. I tested in these scenarios. Commute on the tube bus. With the ANC version, low-frequency droning was noticeably reduced. I could still hear people talking nearby in crowded cars, but the hum of engines and ventilation was much quieter. The standard, non-ANC model obviously left all ambient sounds in. Cafe, co-working space. Voice isolation for calls held up well. During a video call in a cafe, the person on the other end said my voice was clear, with little hiss or background chatter. But sudden loud noises, a slam door, coffee grinder, still bled through. Music and movies. Spatial audio with head tracking worked smoothly. The transitions and angle are subtle, but do add to immersion. The balance of bass, mids, and treble is more refined than in AirPods 3. More punch in the low end, smoother top end, and less harshness on vocals. But since these aren't sealed in your ear, you'll lose some deep bass compared to fully in-ear designs. Battery stress test. I looped music at moderate volume. With ANC enabled, I got close to the 4-hour mark. With ANC off, I squeezed out about 4.8 hours before the warning came. Recharging in the compact case replenished them quickly. Outdoor workout, light rain. The IP54 protection held up through sweat and drizzle. I didn't subject them to heavy downpours. Find My test. In the ANC variant, the little speaker in the case is louder than prior generations, which helps when hunting for the case under couch cushions. Through this usage, strengths and trade-offs surfaced clearly. Let me walk you through what I see as the strongest and weaker points. On the plus side, the comfort redesign is not just hype. For long listening sessions, they're gentler on the ears. The sound tuning is a meaningful improvement over AirPods 3. More body, better clarity, smoother treble. The integration with iOS, iPadOS, macOS is as seamless as you'd expect. Automatic switching, volume sync, spatial audio, Find My. The ANC version punches above its weight for an open-fit design. You cannot expect headphone-level isolation, but it tames many of the less intrusive background noises. Voice isolation helps calls maintain clarity even in moderately noisy settings. Battery life is solid, not class-leading but reasonable given the features. Build quality is good, with stiff hinges, solid plastic shell, and resilient finish. The case is compact, which is a convenience especially pocket-wise. On the downside, the open-fit design inherently limits deep bass and sound isolation. Users who prefer a sealed in-ear experience will still feel some ambience creeping in. Stability under aggressive motion is inconsistent. In my more intense workouts, they sometimes shifted. The maximum ANC performance is limited compared to in-ear ANC designs. You'll still hear chatter or high-pitched noises in many settings. There are no physical volume controls. You must use Siri or your device, which some users may find inconvenient. Also, for the non-ANC variant, lacking wireless charging on the case feels like a cost-cutting concession. Battery life with ANC on is shorter than many competing ANC earbuds. Some cons are subjective. For example, whether a user's ears find this shape comfortable or not will vary. The lack of customizable EQ is another possible gripe for more discerning listeners. When it comes to value for money, the question is whether you're paying for features that deliver in daily use. The base AirPods 4 model often retails at a more aggressive price point than AirPods 3 used to, yet gives you the newer chip, improved sound, and redesign. If you don't need ANC, it's a cleaner upgrade over the previous generation. The ANC version commands a premium, and for many users, that premium will be justified if noise cancellation and wireless charging matter. But for someone who only rarely faces noisy environments, the extra cost may not feel worth it. In that context, you could compare to other ANC or open-fit earbuds in the same price range. Some rivals might offer stronger ANC or better battery life, though often at the expense of ecosystem integration. To put that in perspective, one could look at competing earbuds like the Sony WF-1000XM5, which offers stronger ANC and customizable EQ, but they use in-ear designs and don't integrate as seamlessly into Apple's ecosystem. Or one could pick a lower-cost open-fit alternative, but then you lose the H2 chip's device switching magic, spatial audio consistency, and the tight iOS features. If your priority is the Apple ecosystem, the AirPods 4, especially the ANC version, become much more compelling relative to those trade-offs. Compared to direct competitors and Apple's own lineup, against AirPods 3, the AirPods 4 bring better sound, slightly better fit, and the option of ANC, a clear upgrade. Against AirPods Pro 2, the Pro offers superior isolation, thanks to Tips and Seal, and stronger ANC, plus more versatility in sound tuning. But the AirPods 4 undercuts the Pro on cost while maintaining many of the same smart features, e.g. spatial audio, Siri, device switching. Against third-party ANC earbuds, you often find stronger noise suppression or longer battery life, but they rarely match Apple's seamless ecosystem interplay. In short, you pay a premium for coherence and integration rather than purely raw feature specs. In terms of build quality and prospects for longevity, the materials feel premium, with tight tolerances in the hinges and solid snap closures in the case. The plastic shell is lightly glossy and can attract scratches, but nothing alarming in my time testing. Apple's reputation for firmware support gives confidence we'll see optimizations over time, though in this category, electronics and batteries degrade naturally, and no review can guarantee decades-long resilience. Based on prior AirPods generations and Apple's support track record, I expect that these should remain viable for several years, barring battery degradation. I did not have cause to engage Apple's customer support during my testing, but Apple's general service reputation for audio accessories is solid. Warranty repair or replacement is fairly streamlined through Apple stores or authorized resellers. If defects appear, in my experience, the response is professional and rapid, though that's anecdotal and can vary by region. Wrapping it all up, the AirPods 4 do enough right to justify their existence. Their comfort, upgraded audio, ecosystem magic, and optional ANC make them a compelling choice for Apple users who want new generation. Without stepping into the Pro price bracket, they won't beat in-ear ANC champ devices in isolation, Nor will they be ideal for every ear shape. But for many users, they hit the sweet spot of usability, convenience, and polished experience. If I were to recommend, go for the non-ANC AirPods 4 if you rarely need silence, if battery life is crucial, or if you want the benefits of the new chip without paying for noise cancellation you won't use. Choose the ANC version if you face daily commutes, travel, or work in varied environments. That extra cost is likely to pay for itself in improved focus and listening comfort. But if strongest noise cancellation is your absolute priority above all else, the Pro or competing in-ear ANC earbuds are still worth evaluating. Thank you for watching. You can find a link to the product in the comments box below. If you already own these or plan to buy, share your thoughts or drop your questions in the comments. I'll reply. Goodbye till next time, and may your inside views always be crystal clear on Reviews Inside TV.